Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV. Sorry I missed out Monday and Tuesday, but I did say I'll be back for at least for the transfer shows. But yeah, Monday and Tuesday was just so hot. You weren't gonna get me sitting here doing streams, and I wasn't gonna let anyone sit here and do streams either. It was just like it's just too hot to do anything. Um, we got Manny back on the channel. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good, thank you. But most of all, how are you? Keeping cool? Trying to?
Just about.
That's nice. Oh, and I hope you appreciate this, but I have tried to increase your traction on Twitter.
Yeah. No worries, man. It all helps. Big up to everyone that has been watching recently, actually, because if I go through the videos that I've just gone through, like recently.
I hope you can see that.
No, the recent videos I've got gone through, like mainly transfer shows, have been like we went from what about a few weeks. 1st of July, this was 146, then to 188, then 246, 375, the last one 659. So we're doing quite well. We're doing okay, I think. So big up to everyone that is watching. If you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Like, make sure you hit that subscribe button now. And also, if you want to become a member, hit that join button now. Become a member, and you get your comments first read out. Like Bargav, big up, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up Craig as well. Stephen, man, big up. Just imagine how good we'd be if we gave an elite manager 500 mil. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Don't you worry about that. Because Arsenal could be actually about to sign someone for once. And because Tierney's out injured, like he might have to start every week. So, but there you go. No, knowing us, we'll buy him, and then he'll start having an injury crisis. No, that'll be typical Arsenal. But Arsenal are in for the Ukrainian international Alexander Zinchenko from Man City. A deal's been finalised. I think it's around about 20 mil, is it? Something like that. That I saw on the transfer news today. With add-ons added. With add-ons still to add, sorry. Yeah. What do you make of this deal, Manny? Do you think this is a good move by Arsenal, needing that we do need a backup left back, or we need another left back at least, because Tierney is not so much of a backup left back; it's more something permanent, like a replacement at the minute.
Yeah, the short of it is he's a quality signing, and I'm happy with it. And before I get to the in-depth part of it, I'd just like to mention another piece of sad news about Borussia Dortmund striker Sebastian Haller, who was left his preseason training camp with the team after a tumor was found on his testicle. I don't know if that's malignant or not. I just hope it'll be benign. And it's good that he's done. It's been found very quickly, and I hope he has a full recovery. And if it's benign, I hope he'll do very well. I believe there was a Welshman international Roberts, who also had a form of cancer, might have been lymphoma, I think, but he seems to be in remission now. But I wish Haller a good recovery.
Yeah, sorry, just want to say as well, make sure they all get a full recovery. I'll just also mention as well, the other reason why I was not here on Monday and Tuesday as well, I've had someone contact me on Twitter, and it's someone that's like have a similar story to mine. So like I've had to sort of help them out in a fair bit. So I've been busy with that. So I've had to which is the whole point of this channel, right? Is so that people can, like from that have a similar background can reach out and have maybe someone to talk to, or someone that can help in any way. So that's why I've been busy the last couple of days, as well as trying to survive the heat. But yeah, you were saying, man.
Yeah, but let me say, you're a good bloke for doing that. And this is also another reminder that testicular cancer is no joke. Get yourselves tested, gentlemen, whenever you can. Now, back to Zinchenko. I'm not going to be one of those people who will say, if you're a jack of all trades, you're a master of none. The biggest criticism of him, Stephen, is that he's been that sort of person whose speciality would be as a left back. That would be his preferred position. But he has been shunted around in different positions. I think he's played in midfield.
Midfield at one point, didn't he?
Huh?
Did he play in the midfield at one point?
I think he did. And he has been shown to be quite versatile. And there's also this question, if he's that good, why are Manchester City getting rid of him? For the same reason that Arsenal got rid of John Lukic to get David Seaman in. They wanted to improve their team. Those were the days, weren't they?
Yeah, those are the days we used to do that business. Now we're getting that business done to us.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So he's 25 years old, Ukrainian international. I think he has occasionally captained the team on one or two occasions. Quality signing. He will give Tierney some proper competition. And this season also could end up being Tierney's last season if he can't shake the injury curse. It's really sad because, when he came, he was a breath of fresh air. He was also a key part of our FA Cup and Community Shield wins. And there was talk about him potentially becoming a choice for captain, and he'd be a lot better than the person who is slated to become captain now, let me tell you, especially in light of things that have been said. We'll talk about that maybe later, or we could talk about it now, I don't know. But back to Zinchenko.
Yeah, I'd rather just stick to the transfer news today. I don't want
Exactly.
It's too hot to start arguing with people.
I know. I'm not going to argue with you. Agreed. So we are going to keep that for later. But, I mean, it's sad for Tierney, but I think Zinchenko will be quality. He'll add to the squad. He'll add to the side. He should be able to get guaranteed first-team action. I just hope Arteta doesn't try to experiment with him by putting him in other positions just to accommodate a few other people. No. Zinchenko will play every game, or if he doesn't, he'll definitely get lion's share first-team action quality. I'm happy.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to mention as well, there was supposed to be another show later on at half 8. Because England are playing Spain in the quarterfinals, there is going to be literally no point in me doing it because no one will watch it. Right? I guarantee no one will watch it. Right? They'll watch it later after playback, but no one's going to watch it live because and that's not me having a go at anyone. And of course, you've got the football's on, right? You've got to watch the football, and you've got to support the Lionesses. So, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. So, I just realised that at half 8 that the England Spain game is going to be on. So, that show, if I have got time on tomorrow night, I cannot guarantee this. So if you see this move backwards, right, that's me just saying that is literally because I can't guarantee it. But I'm hoping that tomorrow evening I'll have time to do that show because I'll be in Portsmouth in a hotel, in my own room, out of the way. So, but yeah. Anyway, Zinchenko. I haven't got a problem. I ain't got a problem with Zinchenko. Right, for me, Zinchenko has been a decent player for Newcastle, Man City. Man City. He's been a decent player for Manchester City. Came in, knew that he was having a fight with Cancelo for that position, I believe it was, and played a fair amount of games there. To be fair, and I think Man City, they're happy to let him go, but I don't feel probably because Zinchenko wants to, because he knows he can guarantee himself every week football, knowing what Tierney's up, how his Tierney's injury crisis is. But I think as well that Manchester City, I don't think they're saying they're going to be that keen to get rid of him because he has been a good player. So they've still got to find a good replacement for him. I'm not with the Jesus. I'm more worried about the Jesus deal than I'm worried about the Zinchenko deal. Let's put it that way, right? Because Jesus has never scored over 20 league goals or 20 goals in a season. let alone be able to score. Let alone Zinchenko, who's quite rightly won his place as a left back at Man City for a number of games. So I could see him doing a really good an actual. It'd be an actual fullback that can actually work at Arsenal, and I actually got no reason to moan about this signing. I've actually got no reason to moan about it, and if anyone's moaning about it, they need their head examined. They're just out to hate. Like that's me even having a guy like anyone that just wants to have a pop at Arteta all the time. Right? If anyone's moaning about this signing, right, because Arteta's buying him or Edu's buying him, whatever, right, you need your head examined because this is a good. For me, this is actually a signing that we should go for. Right? Some people are saying Cucurella from Brighton. I get that, but Cucurella from Brighton. The problem is Brighton value Cucurella more than Man City value Zinchenko. Not because they think Zinchenko is worse than Cucurella. I think they're on the same level, but the thing is that Man City can quite easily go and buy a good enough replacement, right?
Yeah.
Someone like Brighton can't be able. They won't be able to find someone like Cucurella and be able to convince him to come to the club, right? So that's why they're going to put such a high price on him, right? So that actually makes sense. If you've got the same level of player, go for this smarter option. So it makes sense for me. It really does. Anyway, let's go through some of the comments actually. See what people are saying. Big up, Nippon. Hope you're doing well. Bargav, obviously, remember, if you want to have your comments read out first, then do become a member as well. It's from little as $1.99 a month. Jesus will score this year. Let's see if he gets any other support. Yeah, Jesus will score, but he won't score that many goals. I'm telling you. I'm telling you now, he won't get that many goals. Right? I don't get what's his love affair. Man City doing charity work is insane, absolutely. Arsenal have sold over 1 million shirt sales from the black and golds. Mate, the black and gold top's a sucker. Like, even I'm tempted and I don't want to buy it. I'm not buying it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Right? This is one channel that will stick to what it says and I will not buy the kit. If I said I'm not going to buy the kit, I'm not buying the kit. End of. Right? I'm not one of these flip-flops, right, on YouTube that say 1 minute that they're not going to buy the kit and they're going to make a stand and actually back this conky out crap and actually then go and buy it and secretly support the process. Because that's what you're doing. Yeah, big up, you knows how you doing, mate. Let's have a look what other people say. It's a pleasure tuning in, Stevie. You're a real one, like yourself. I'm good, man. Big up, how yourself. Big up, Davies, saying how you doing, mate. Right, it's all just good messages in there. But yeah, we'll move on. What we'll do is we'll put the link in the chat. Anyone who does want to come on and have their say, if they want to have a rant, do come on. Try not to swear if you do want to have a rant, but there you go. Let's go into Chelsea, actually, and Manchester United. Right. Frenkie de Jong, which has been going on for about 10 goddamn weeks, right? And to be honest, it's like the Sancho deal, right? When it got to the second transfer window, everyone was just like, can you just sign the goddamn player? We're sick of hearing it, right? De Jong is now looking like Chelsea could hijack that deal and pinch Frenkie de Jong from Manchester United. They're set to make the reason they're set to do this is because they're set to make a formal bid for the player. I think Barcelona made it clear that they want 84 million for the midfielder. For me, this could quite easily happen, and it could leave Man United with a hell of a lot of mud on their face, which will make me laugh to no end. But Manny, what do you think?
Just goes to show, money talks. It's the way it is. And my only issue is that, I mean, obviously Barcelona are going to be inclined to go with the Chelsea offer if it is going to be a more concrete offer with the promise of money. And if Manchester United can't stump up the cash, then...
Well, the other thing is that De Jong also mentioned, I think there were rumours that Frenkie De Jong mentioned two clubs he would love to go to is Chelsea and Bayern Munich. From what I've heard.
So Chelsea might end up happening more often than not. I do remember him saying, though, that he had his heart set on joining he wanted to stay. I don't know if he wanted to stay or go to Manchester, but there was some talk about him having to take a pay cut. The Chelsea deal will, in all likelihood, go through, and that's just a reminder that, if you see something, it's that person who wants it the most who will get it. Shy boys won't get sweets. You've got to say that you want it and make sure you go and get it. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely. Like, Chelsea are no nonsense. They've been quite loud already this transfer window already with what they're trying to get with Kunde. I'm not quite sure how that deal's going on at the minute. Some people are saying it's getting closer, but it's kind of like with the Dion deal, it's dragging on a little bit. But Chelsea made it quite clear they could quite easily put 84 million down. Chelsea are that sort of club. They don't muck around in the transfer window. If they want a player and they want him now, they'll go get him. The new owners have said that they're not going to really change the style of how they approach the transfer window. So, I don't see why Chelsea can't nick him. And if they do, Manchester United are going to be like us, where I showed you that list last time in the last stream. 21 players we have missed this year, though, right? And they're not just players that just anyone sign. Those are players that we've tried to either sign or been heavily linked to. Heavily, right? Like an actual genuine transfer, right? 21 players. And Man United will be, well, trust me, it will make Chelsea look like that. It'll make Chelsea look like they're the bigger club by a mile, and it will not help Ten Hag one bit. And this is what I've said from the start. You could bring Ten Hag in, brilliant, top quality manager, elite manager, right? But you could bring Ten Hag into Arsenal. But if you've got Edu, Kroenke, Vinay, or the Glaziers, Arnold, Fletcher, running your team, right, running that structure with the Glaziers on top or the Kroenkes on top, it don't care what manager you get, you're fucked. Sorry I had to say it like that, but you're fucked. Simple. It's never going to work. He needs the support from up above. And if they're not willing to put the money down to go and get Frenkie de Jong, which he quite clearly made very clear he wants him at Man United, right?
Oh, yeah.
De Jong's also made it clear he would like to play for Ten Hag, which is why he's linked to the deal in the first place. Like, then Man United should be having this done by now.
Exactly. The fish always rots from the head down. If you're not going to get that ambition from the top, it'll just filter through. And the managers also have to be complicit. I'm not going to judge Ten Hag, but definitely Arteta, because you think he'd have a say in it as well.
Exactly. Yeah, this is the thing, right? If something goes wrong with that transfer, say Jesus absolutely balls his up, right? Hardly scores a goal. Every single Arteta fan will blame Edu. Every one of them that's been typing on the first day at Arsenal for Gabriel Jesus, right? I think I showed that message the other day of someone on someone. I think I showed it on Del Boy show, right? Where I showed the message that he left. Right, I don't want to hear any criticism about Frenkie, right? Edu, Vinay, like the whole board, right? If that transfer fails, that same guy will flip on that and go, "You can't blame Arteta. Edu wanted him. It's all Edu's fault."
Oh,
Right? It's all Conky's fault. It's all Vinay's fault. It's not Arteta's. What's Arteta done? All he's had to do is just say yes. But even if you say yes, you're complicit anyway. There you go. Right.
dick.
They're called, yeah, Glazers. Glazers, my bad. Hit the likes and subscribe. Make sure you do that right now. Koundé is likely to go to Barcelona, but Chelsea still desperately wanting. Who knows what happened? Thanks for the update on that one, because it sort of went quiet for a little bit, from what I heard. Good to, but yeah, I mean, like Man United should be going into this season worried because they've quite made it quite clear that some of the players that they've got need to be need to be sorted. They need to be not just sorted, that they need to bring in new players. But where are these new players? Where are they're getting rid of the players. They're getting rid of the players they need. But where are the new ones? Where's the new replacements? It's the same with Arsenal, right? We've always seemed to be letting go players or selling players on a free or letting targets go. But where's the replacements? Where are they? If we ain't got the replacements in a season where it's going to be congested as hell because of the World Cup, how are we going to compete? How? Someone tell me. Like, this is what look. You can be Arteta in as much as you want, but get this into your head. If you don't replace the players we get rid of with quality players, right? Especially when our squad is already thin, because we thinned it out over January, we will not be able to compete in both Europe and the league and the cups in a congested season. And then this time, you can't blame it on Arteta. You cannot blame it on the team or the board or the owners or anything. You have to blame it on the manager because it's the manager who didn't do it. It's the manager who didn't bring him in. It's the manager who let these players go. It's the manager who decided to let thin the squad. These are all his decisions. You can't deny that.
Nope.
If you're denying it, you're lying to yourself. Right? Because you know what the truth is. Simple. Yeah. If Sane Tillemans come, we may have a shot of what? Of what? You're telling me Sane's going to come? This is Arsenal. This is Arsenal. Sane ain't coming. Sane's a good player. He ain't coming. No way. Why would he down tools? Why would he downgrade to Arsenal from Bayern Munich? I know, love the PR, love to say that we're supposed to be competing with the likes of Bayern Munich by now, but we ain't. Like, that's another promise broken. But there you go. Bayern Munich likely to keep Luis Sane despite Arsenal. They will keep him. What are you on about? I don't get what the side is. Like I said, you know, some salary cap, they made 400 million magically in a month. I haven't got a clue about it. Trust me, Sane's not coming. It's just not happening. you're in a dreamland if you think that's going to happen. But we move on to Liverpool. Rangers have been quite busy. They've let go. They've actually sold one of their strikers for the biggest amount of fee that they've ever got for a Senator player, and they sold him to Ajax. Bassi has gone to, I believe he is, gone to Ajax. Just, yeah, Calvin Bassi, Rangers to Ajax transfer confirmed. Let's have a look. The Dutch club will initially pay £19.5 million, but there may be future add-ons to add on top of that, which I'm not gonna. Doesn't say what that actually brings that value up to, but that's the most they've ever sold for a player. So, yeah, what do you make of that, Manny? And plus also Liverpool are now are looking to sell Ben Davies to Rangers for about £4 million.
Yeah, it just goes to show how they're also quite active in terms of getting rid of players who, can't really perform. They're good players in their own right, but they're probably trying to upgrade and get a better version. But
Well,
I think
actually,
with Davies,
Bassey's been playing well I believe, in the Scottish Premiership.
yeah, he's obviously made it. He was a big part in Rangers' run to the Europa League final where they lost to Frankfurt, and it's a question of how Rangers are also trying to sort of earn some money and try and move a little bit forward. It might be surprising at first, but then it's again a case of regeneration. And in buying Ben Davies from Liverpool, Davies is one of those players who is quite talented, but he is probably going to have a lot of difficulty trying to break into that Liverpool team, given the quality of their midfield and their strikers and so forth. So it makes a lot of sense. Welsh international, I think. World Cup on the horizon. Want some game time. Suits him. Suits both clubs. Liverpool will move onwards and upwards, as will Rangers, and Ben will enjoy some first-team football.
Well,
that's good to me.
Thanks, Static, for the correction. Ben Davies has actually gone to Rangers already. So thanks for the update on that one. Ben Davies from Liverpool, Bassi, the talented defender, left Rangers to join. See, so it shows you how much I know about Scottish football. Absolutely fuck all. But there you go. Well, it must be his dog's. It certainly ain't mine. My dog ain't here. Otherwise, you never hear the end of him. Right, especially once the delivery turns up. But yeah, is it the neighbour's dog?
Yep, extremely loud, and the walls are quite thin. It can only mean one thing. I had to switch off my air conditioner just to make sure that there would be no sound disturbance. And now, I'm not getting this other sound. It's ridiculous. I do apologise, mate.
If only there are ways you could shut him up.
Sadly, it doesn't belong to me.
Let's just say I'm not going to share that on stream.
Just throw him some chicken and he'll shut his gob.
Mate, he said, yeah, it's definitely the dog is barking because of our transfer window. Trust me. But yeah, I think Rangers are doing quite well with the business they're doing there. But anyway, we're going to move. I'll put the link in the chat, by the way. Anyone does want to come on and have their say on anything we're talking about, anything they want to talk about in terms of transfers, do join the link in the chat, you're more than welcome to come on. Not a problem whatsoever. What was I going to add? Oh yeah, everyone's windows so far. So let's just go for the top 6 in a minute. We'll start with obviously Premier League champions Man City. They already had Erling Haaland in the bag. They've now signed Calvin Phillips. Who else are there? I'll just get. Actually, do you know what? I'll get the ins and outs actually. Sky Sports. There you go. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the transfer window. Summer transfer window, Premier League ins and outs. So, Arsenal. Gabriel Jesus for £45 million, as we all know. Fabio Vieira, Matt Turner, Marquinhos. It could mean Zinchenko could be added to that list. Then, what we got rid of? Guendouzi. Brilliant defensive midfielder, which now apparently is a load of crap because Arteta don't rate him. Mavropanos, Ballard, Tutu, Swanson. Do you know how I love this? When Arteta says, when Arteta wants to get rid of a player, everyone then jumps and says this player's crap. It's like, since when did Arteta become the ultimate messiah, the ultimate judger of how great a football player is? It beggars belief, doesn't it?
Ridiculous, really. I mean, look, after bringing in Willian Borges from Chelsea, nobody has any right to compliment him on his judgment. Ridiculous.
Yeah. If you can see,
the manager has a few duds, but Willian was the worst.
And people are going to sit there moan about our squad's too thin next season. This is why. Look, like Trusty, for example, we just bloody bought him. For what? For what? I thought the idea is that we had a relationship with the American team so we could buy him in. Obviously
and look at the last one there. Hutchinson, our youth boy. We'll let him go to Chelsea.
Don't. Mate, Chelsea will turn him into a star and then sell him on for about 50-60 million quid. Because they know how to do it. Right? Anyway, Aston Villa, let's have a look what they've been doing. Augustinsson, Sevilla to Aston Villa on a loan. Diego Carlos, Coutinho, they confirmed. Camara as well. Olsen, Wilson, and out they've got Matt Target, Trezeguet. So they've been quite busy in and out actually, to be fair. Bournemouth have been very quiet, actually. One of the new promoted teams, very quiet. What did you make of that? Do you think Bournemouth have got what it takes to take that risk?
You mean of not buying anyone?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's going to be another transfer window not too long after the start of the season. Maybe they're waiting for that period after a few games have been played to sort of assess everything and see if they can recruit someone. It does seem to be a little bit of a risk, but having said that, they're probably not willing to make any snap decisions regarding, getting some players in as such. The same group of players who, as a cohesive unit, won the championship, I think, and then got promoted. I don't know if they won or finished second. I don't remember. Maybe someone can correct me. I think that cohesion must be maintained, and that's what the club and the manager is trying to do.
By the way, let's welcome the, should we say, the apprentice, like the apprentice. At a minute. say, Zong. How are you doing, my friend?
Yo, Steven. Steven is exclusive now. I'm trying to book him into my new channel, but he's not
I know.
my calls,
Like getting exclusive.
He's calling me
I'm
maybe
waiting for a
next
payment.
week or I'm on the waiting list now.
Yeah, how much are you gonna pay me?
I'm still waiting for my payment. Where's my Gucci bag?
I told you, you got to fill out a contract.
I'm not doing that.
I told you, you're known for another 18 months, and then we'll see.
Your contract is probably as long as Harry Kane's at Tottenham. I'm gonna be stuck there for 6 years.
No. This is like sort of Rouse and Lenny deals. We do like it gets an extra 20 million on top.
Oh, so you admit now that you are corrupt. You all heard it here, live and direct, by the man himself.
Right. What do you make of Zinchenko being obviously an Arsenal fan? What do you
Ah,
make
it's
of
a good,
Zinchenko?
it's a good deal. We know how good Kieran Tierney is, but we also know that availability is the best ability, and we know that Nuno Tavares is not good enough. So to get in Zinchenko, who can play in midfield, who can play as left back, who's Premier League experience, I think he's 25 years, international player. It's a good deal, and it's not too expensive as well. So it's good, but we need more. Like I think Zinchenko is a good deal, but as I've always said, I'm gonna wait until the window is closed and see who we brought in, who we sold, and when the players arrived, and then I'll make my judgment on the window. But so far, it's been all right. It's not been amazing. It's not been poor, but it's been all right.
It's like I said earlier. I'm more worried about the Jesus deal rather than the Zinchenko deal. To be fair, if in terms of how it will work, I think Zinchenko is quite easily earn his place at Man City, which then means he could quite easily earn his place at Arsenal in that left back role. Whereas Jesus has got to prove that he can try and score at least just under or even over 20 goals in a season, which is something he's always struggled to do. And knowing that our side's always struggled in terms of creating opportunities, that's even going to be more of a test. He's not going to get the amount of opportunities he's had at Manchester City. So that's why I'm more worried about the Zinchenko, the Jesus deal working than the Zinchenko deal. And probably you could probably say there's a bit more risk to having a striker, like because the striker is probably the main man who's got to perform because he's the one. Like, but there's like so many key areas in the pitch are that Arsenal need addressing, and they need experienced quality players in. And like you said, you're right. It's not just Zinchenko is a good replacement as a left back. He can play midfield like Xhaka can. So that's an option. But with Tierney out, it's more likely he's going to be playing as a left back most of the time because Tierney's just not fit enough.
Yeah,
And
that's why I'm actually glad that we went for a more senior player this time rather than a young talent like we did last year. You know, and
yeah,
and and Sinchenko, I mean, we'll see. Because again, he's a good player.
he's
He's
done it at the
he,
highest levels, well.
yeah, and he's a central midfielder that's been converted into a
Mm.
left back, and that's because of the left back for Man City literally plays like a central midfielder. We've seen that with
I know what's happened here.
Cancelo.
Do you know what's happened here? Is that
What?
Arteta's called up Pep. He's like,
You,
like mate, I can't buy anyone. I can't buy anyone. No one will come. Tillemans won't come. No one, Grimaldo won't come. I've missed 21 players. Let us have Zinchenko. I'll do anything. I'll let you beat us home and away next season. Just let us have Zinchenko, please. And he's like, do you know what? We could buy another Zinchenko quite easily. Like, go in there, but go in there to do it. You know what I mean? Like, you have him. We'll buy the next big thing coming up.
Yeah,
yeah,
you know,
I just want to answer to Static. Zinchenko is a central midfielder that was converted into left back. Yes, at Man City, he has played left back more than central midfield,
Yeah,
but he's a central midfielder, and that's where he plays for Ukraine. And he's played that for City sometimes. But if we look at City central midfielder, it's like Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo
Yeah,
Silva,
you're not going to get in that
Gundogan.
central midfield. You're going to
Before
struggle.
David Silva was there, so it's like just because you don't start as a CM for City doesn't mean that you're not good. It just
I mean,
means
you got
that.
Fernandinho, for example, who's
Yeah,
got a permanent,
exactly.
a
I mean,
permanent
they
bet.
have they probably have had the best central midfielders for the past 5 to 6 years.
And that's why they've dominated the league for the last 5 to 6
Yeah.
years.
But let's not forget that Fernandinho is retired now, I think. I think he's gone back to Brazil, so they're probably going to want another central midfielder.
Yeah.
And going back to that point, it could possibly be that if Tierney regains fitness, then maybe Zinchenko could come into the centre of midfield and partner Xhaka and lend some solidity. What I'm really happy about with the Zinchenko transfer is that we paid less money for Zinchenko than what we would have paid for Lisandro Martinez. So
Yeah.
that could potentially have been a good buy, but that might actually justify your theory, Stephen, that maybe Arteta rang Pep up and said, "Please give us some." And Pep said, "Sure, I'll do you a small favour." And in return, we probably won't get a point off them in the Premiership. If we come up against them in both the domestic cups, we might lose to them.
No, Pep's gone and said, if we're in a title fight, you're not getting any. We're gonna pump you. Like if you no, what's it actually saying? Look, we'll actually do it, but secretly we'll do it like a loan deal. So in the home and away game, you don't play him as a left back, so you play Tavares as a left back, which means we actually get screwed on the left side. Just saying. Look, he's just dropping his links into his channel now. You know what I mean? He's just
100%.
like he's got the
I've learned from the
moderator.
best.
Yeah, he's got the moderator now.
Yeah.
He's got the membership status. He's just like, yeah, I'll slide this in straight in. Okay. That's
it was always a long term plan to seduce
you do know that's a 10 quid donation fine.
I can't hear you. It seems to be something.
Yeah. It's breaking up. This is cracking. It's breaking up. Yeah, I'm good. Like Zinchenko is a good player. Yeah, so Simon. But hate to say this for Spurs. Yeah, I don't want to talk much about Spurs building something. You know what I mean? I can see it for myself. Like, so, I mean, actually, we'll look at Manchester United because, like, I've had loads of Man United fans. I've had a few Man United fans saying that our transfer window's not actually been that bad. It's been pretty good. So let's have a look at Man United. Let's have a look at how they're doing so far. This will be fun.
This ought to be fun. Yeah.
Christian Eriksen been Brentford for a free. That's not a bad signing. That's pretty good. Malaysia, I don't know too much about him for Feyenoord, so someone will have to fill me in on that. I'll have to make my own judgment. Paul Pogba left. Haven't replaced him sort of really yet. Matic has left. It's not going to make much of a difference. Cavani, that means they still need another striker. They need another replacement for Lingard, I'd say. Mata needs to be replaced, I'd say as well, because they also tried to fit out their squad in January, I remember as well. Henderson's gone out on loan. Pereira's been sold as well. So they've got to clear out as well, but they've hardly signed anyone as well. So I'm like, they've not had a good window either. So I'm just astonished. It's like they're all saying that we're having a good window because we bought one extra signing. Yay! Arsenal got one more signing than Man United. Well done. I mean,
what the difference is for us as well is that we haven't lost any main players and we got Saliba back finally as well. So it's like they need to actually sign more players in general than what we need.
oh yeah, after that season they've had, they need to have a clear out.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no
they
doubt
did.
about it.
Yeah, yeah.
You
And they,
can't go out of a season like that and not have a clear eye afterwards. It's excusable.
yeah, I think as you said, Pogba left, Matic left, Lingard looks like he's
He's
leaving.
gone.
Ronaldo
He's gone. He's released.
yeah, Ronaldo wants out. So, there's a lot of players that have gone or will leave. Meanwhile, like we haven't lost any senior player,
Yeah.
and we got Saliba in. We got this Vieira kid. I'm not gonna count Marquinhos. We got Jesus, and looks like we've secured Zinchenko now as well. And as I said before, it's a good start, but I want more. And it's all about when we will get them and what kind of players we're getting in.
Um,
Yes.
Not happy with Zinchenko. He's definitely not gonna play in midfield. Played in midfield the grand total of 3 times. All he's gonna do is take game time. Yeah, but Jamina,
Uh,
let me put it this way. Like I rate. Look, I want nothing better than Kieran Tierney to fix his issues and get on the pitch and play. Tierney is never going to be fit.
No.
Even I've had admitted that. He is not going to be fit under Arsenal Football Club. It's as simple as that. We break our players. It's as simple as that. We've always done it.
Yeah, we've
Like,
seen it so many
it's
times. Do you remember
but
Wilshere,
this,
Diaby,
yeah. And if you
Rosicki?
saw last season, right, we had to then rely on Tavares. That's or Xhaka playing left back. It's not good enough. We need a proper replacement as a left back. Zinchenko does that. He's earned his place at Man City as a left back. Yes, he can also play in midfield as well. He can do that. He's originally a midfielder, as mentioned. Um, and yeah, but the main role he'll play mainly will be as a left back. And
Yeah,
yeah,
like
if he's done it for his own country at international level at the quarterfinals of the Euros with Ukraine, right? How else has he got to? What else has he got to prove that he can play as a left back at Arsenal, right? At that level.
yeah,
I mean,
hundred
we're not at
percent.
the level of Man City,
Yeah, exactly,
and he's managing to get in the first team. I mean, I
exactly.
don't know what you expect more from him to. Uh,
Yeah, I think people will be surprised by Zinchenko, how good of a player he actually is.
and plus, this season we're gonna have to this. That's a good point about our likes. Uh, on players like him and it's shocking, both injured a lot. That's the point. This season, we're playing Europe, we're playing domestic cups, and we're playing Premier League. Right in a season where we're having to play the World Cup in December, which means all the fixtures are congested together. Right, which is why we've all been sitting here saying this transfer window for me is not good enough because we need quality signings now. Now, experienced signings get in the door, so we've got enough in squad depth and quality in squad depth to be able to actually compete on all fronts. But we haven't brought enough players to do that yet. Um, but when you've got someone like Zinchenko coming in, like he's definitely going to be able to do that. He only plays for me. Yeah, but if he could do that for his country, get Ukraine to a Euro, if he could get Ukraine to a quarter final of the Euros,
Yeah,
right? Then I'm
like
sorry, he's done pretty good for
Man
me.
City's midfield is so good that for years Bernardo Silva was playing on the wing. Like it's just now when David Silva
Fernandinho,
and
everyone rates
Fernandinho has
Fernandinho.
retired is
Yeah,
when Bernardo now gets a chance in the middle. So it's like if you don't play central midfield for Man City, that doesn't mean that you can't play there. Like they are, you have to look at everything, the whole picture. And it's like you talking about Haaland, but Haaland was never gonna come to Arsenal. Like
yeah, Haaland.
he was only gonna join City, Real, or Barca. Like he wasn't gonna join any other team. Like we have to be realistic.
Do you mean,
We
do you
may
mean
look at Arsenal
Haaland?
as the Arsenal, but he doesn't
Yeah,
look at Arsenal as the Arsenal.
yeah. Can I just make this very clear? So Haaland, by the way, wants to act like Ibrahimovic. You said this himself, where he stays at Coventry, is moves on to the next challenge. Two, Haaland is never the way Man City and Liverpool are at the minute, and the way we are at the minute. We are never, ever, 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 and I'll keep bloody saying ever, right? Gonna sign Erling Haaland.
Thank you.
No way. Not even you offered over 100 mil, was you gonna sign Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland would have gone straight at Arsenal and gone, you won't believe? Yeah, right. Get lost. Let
He
me
could have just
just.
stayed at Dortmund.
I'm playing for him.
If it was
Arteta.
between us and Dortmund, he would just stayed at Dortmund.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, man. Like,
Fair
yeah.
play.
Like,
Fair
I
play.
was gonna say, like, if you're gonna go on with that one, you're either gonna be called deluded a lot, or you're just trolling. Or you're just trolling.
Wind up merchant, no excellence. Simple as that.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. You know, I just want to say something about United as well. I mean, you were talking about how their window hasn't been good. Here's a funny thing as well.
Well,
After
look at
letting
Dion
Henderson
Deal,
go,
man.
what?
Well, look at Dion Deal. It says it itself, doesn't it?
Yeah. But here's the thing. After letting Henderson go to Forest on that season-long loan deal, I've just taken a look at their squad. They've now only got currently 2 senior goalkeepers on their books, David De Gea and Tom Heaton. Now, Heaton has hardly played for Manchester United. He actually moved back there from Aston Villa thinking that he could add something to the squad, but on many occasions Henderson was even ahead of him in the pecking order. So it looks as though United will definitely need to get another goalkeeper, because if De Gea gets injured...
They've got 2 keepers.
What?
They've got 2 keepers.
Yes, just De Gea and Heaton.
Hold this.
I don't know if Henderson will be forced to come back.
Man United, cheers to 2 goalkeepers.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if Henderson will be
I'm
asked
drinking the tears.
Yeah.
I'm drinking the tears already.
Enjoy. If I can get some of that, I'll be happy. Now, I don't know if Henderson will be obliged to come back if there's an injury over there, but given that it's a season-long loan deal, I don't see that happening. It's already been made clear that he won't play against United if they play against each other, so Hennessy will definitely get some game time there. But they're going to need to move quickly to sign a goalkeeper. There was some talk about them possibly re-signing Sergio Romero. Maybe now that Ole is no longer in the picture, he might fancy a comeback and maybe get some more games. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, he could do. I mean, absolutely. Say, I've got to ask you about the Dion deal. Obviously, Chelsea looking like they're going to put and it what looked like a clear offer that Barcelona won. They won £84 million for it. So, and Chelsea look like they're set to offer that to Barcelona. So they could end up hijacking the whole deal completely and sending De Jong after 10 weeks of begging Barcelona to sign him to Old Trafford. They decided, fuck that, I'm going to come down to live the London life and go to Stamford Bridge. It's just the way you started smiling. That's it. I just started laughing. How long they've been moaning about it.
Because I think it's funny. Because
hang on, I'll be back in a sec. Carry on.
Yeah, because all I've seen on Twitter these past 2 days is that De Jong is coming to United and they're back and they're gonna win the league, and Erik ten Hag is one of the best managers in the world, etc., etc. But it's funny because they've tried to buy De Jong ever since Erik ten Hag arrived before the window opened, and he's been cleared. I mean, he doesn't want to go to Man United. and he doesn't want to go to a team who doesn't play in the Champions League. So it would be so funny if he went to Chelsea, and then what are they gonna do then? Because all their plan and focus has been on this player. At least
No.
Arsenal, when they realize that they can't get a player, at least they move on. But United been obsessed with Frankie De Jong, and
De Jong's tears.
Stephen.
I'm sorry. No, I don't like Chelsea, but sometimes when they act like this in their transfer window and they do it to rivals, it is funny.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. It's funny. But then again, also, like, I feel like Chelsea's
But
only
then, to be
strategy
fair,
is
don't forget.
to.
To be fair, they were running up there. To be fair, I did see Man United fans giving it the big one when they signed Martinez over Arsenal.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. But again, like, they paid a lot of money for him. A lot of
yeah,
money. If you ask me, 60 million euros for Martinez or 30 million pound for Zinchenko, I'm definitely going with Zinchenko.
well, I'll tell you what.
I think it's a good
Give it.
signing for both teams. That sometimes that happens. But for me, the funny thing with Chelsea is that their transfer plan seems to be any player that any of the Premier League teams are trying to buy. Let's try and go and get him. Like,
Yeah,
apparently they were bidding for Jesus as well. Did you see that?
yeah, absolutely. I saw that as well. Uh, they've been quite loud in their way they've approached their transfer business. But it is surprising that it's not
One
like
second.
they've tried to sign someone. It's they've tried to sign. It's not like they've tried to sign someone. Uh, and trying to find someone that will be available to come to the club. It's more like, oh, we've seen that Barcelona are looking that they could sell De Jong. Let's jump in there, knowing that we have immediate interest in the player. Right? it's not it's not really premeditated thought. They just like stay quiet. It's one of those. Let's stay quiet. Let our enemies like um, let our enemies feel comfortable with what we're doing, right? And
Yeah.
then out of nowhere, jump on them, right? When they least expect it, and that's exactly what they've done. Like, this is what it looks like they're going to do with De Jong, right? Uh, Man United have probably had no clue that Chelsea are going to come in and possibly hijack this deal.
Just goes
Right?
to show. I mean, that's the Hunter
I didn't have
poacher.
an idea. I didn't have an idea that Chelsea were interested in him until this came up. This came about yesterday.
But that's the thing. You see, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's the typical hunter poacher mindset.
Yeah,
You cannot let your enemy know that something bad's going to happen. You cannot give your prey any hope of escaping.
yeah,
You've got to sort of make it seem as though nothing's going to happen. And then when their guard is let down, that's when you pounce. And
absolutely.
that's just the typical hunter poacher tactic in Excelsis, and that's what Chelsea have done well. That's what makes them so ruthless, and that's what makes them such a winning team. They get their man any which way.
Yeah,
You've got to hunt to survive. It's a jungle out there. What do you say?
yeah, absolutely. It's a jungle out there. You got to do whatever it takes to survive. Survival, it's like kind of like survival of the fittest in a sort of way. Um, uh, so sorry, I just got to quickly say this. Uh, sorry, I just got to send this quickly. It's really important. I really do apologise. There you go. Sorry, I had to send that. Right, 13 likes, subscribe. Mir, if you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button right now. A fair few numbers again. I can see why people are now obviously uh, uh, I'm probably going to be going in a minute because obviously the England game is not far off. What time is it tonight? Is it obviously it's in Brighton, right? Which is literally 10 miles away, about 9 miles away from where my auntie is. So to be fair, it's not bad. Let's have a look at that game actually. England, yeah, women's national football team. When's that game on tonight? 8 o'clock. Yeah. So the live awareness show was supposed to be 8:30. There is no point in me doing the live awareness show at 8:30 p.m. tonight. There is just no point. There is no point because, and too rightly so, everyone's going to be watching the game. Everyone's going to be watching the game. So I'll do it. Like I said earlier in the stream, if I have time late tonight, tomorrow, if I have time in the hotel late tomorrow night, I'll do it then. If not, then we'll do it either on the weekend or next week. But next week, starting from Saturday, once we're back, once Saturday is also out of the way because it's my sister's birthday weekend, right? So pretty much back Sunday onwards, flat out schedule. Back full schedule, flat out. 2-3 streams a day, non-stop. Back in the swing of it. Simple. There you go. You're going to get sick of the sight of me. But yeah. Anyway, so let's go through some of the other comments. Have you heard this? Talented Marcelo Flores will join Real Oviedo of Spain. No, I have not heard this. Do you know this?
Nope.
Project Youth is finished. I'm taking it Marcelo Flores is an Arsenal player. Is he? Was he? I don't know. Yeah, he was an Arsenal player. Okay. He's set to leave club. Okay. Yeah. I see it now. He's a Canadian winger, attacking midfielder and winger. Been playing in the. He's only 18 years old and he represents the Mexican national team rather than the Canadian team. Arsenal are set to leave the club with announcement expected soon. Yeah, it's all known. I mean, he's 18 years old. Like, he could do with the experience, to be fair. I ain't got really too much of an issue with that, to be fair. If it gives him game time out in Spain, then fair play.
Makes sense.
I don't think that's Project Youth finish. I don't think that's probably that's for me. That's not Project Youth finish for me, right? Project Youth's finish is when you sell someone like Saka. If you sell someone like Saka, then that's it, done.
Saka, Smith Rowe. If those guys go, then that's it. Then it's done.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like that's when De Jong hasn't quite, unless he's already left Barcelona. You know what I mean. Yeah, De Jong, Man United tears. You know what I mean. Just the whole deal. I'm just drinking it in. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'll tell you what. King saying he wants to start doing this channel. This is bad management. It's gonna kill me now. But forget that. I would prefer Arsenal to get Martinez and Zinchenko. Never mind Arsenal. You're never gonna get both, so you gotta pick one. So there you go. Because, like, we're always gonna get the one that no one else wants. We're the club that get. It's like everyone goes out on a date, right? And you're the one, and Arsenal pick like you, the one that no one else wants. That is it. That is it in a nutshell.
And when it comes to Zinchenko, I prefer to look at it this way. City's trash, in this case, will be our treasure. We're not getting a reject. We're not getting any reject like we used to do from Chelsea.
It used to be the days. Do you remember we sold David Seaman to Man City?
No, we didn't sell him. He obviously it was at the end of his contract, and then he moved to City to be reunited with
Well,
Holdings.
you get what I mean.
I get the idea, mate. I get the idea.
You get what I mean. Now they're doing it to us.
Yeah.
I hope he's not doing this on his own channel. Jesus Christ. He's also on mute as well.
I'm not on mute. I'm here, and you can hear me clearly.
Yeah, that reminds me. I'm going to get myself a pair of headphones too. You look good, Saint. And you as well, Stephen.
Cheers.
Yeah, he doesn't tell anyone I bought the. He doesn't tell anyone I bought the fucking headphones. He's also got a computer chair I bought.
I did tell people that you bought me the microphone, the headphone, the ring light. I'm just waiting for the Gucci bag.
The green screen.
No, I don't have a green screen.
Not yet. This is where the missus said, hang on, you didn't say anything about a green screen here. What the hell?
Yeah, where is it then?
I told you, like, you gotta grow yet. Steve at Romano reported it an hour ago about Flores. Look, yeah, like, look, if it gives Arsenal doesn't. Look, you're not gonna get Flores to get a chance in the first team.
No.
It maybe in one Carabao Cup game, maybe.
Yeah.
If we're winning about 3-4-0, but not.
But he needs to go on loan. I don't know how Static feel, but I feel like we got enough young players. Like I don't want to see another youngster playing.
It makes sense if he wants to go out on
players.
loan. If he wants to go out on loan to Spain to get some first team game time, let him go. Let him go. Let him see what he can do. And if he improves, and proves like how good he is, then he can come back and fit straight back into the team.
Yeah. Exactly.
Simple. I mean, it's all part of it. It's part of
it. For me, I'd rather players go on loan. Rather, you remember last season when we had Balogun and he was barely playing. You know, it makes no sense. They need to go on loan so they can develop and play senior football.
I completely disagree with you, guy. There's no point naming it Project Youth at all. This just proves it's only about Saka is ESR Arteta Arsenal should be ashamed. Well,
it's a youth project. The question is, will the project bang? But it is a youth project, you know. Saliba is young. Gabriel is young.
Marquinhos has just joined the club as well.
Tomiyasu, Fabio Vieira, like Odegaard.
By the way, we're not saying that
we had the youngest team in Premier League, so it is a youth project. We're not saying that it is the right way. We're not saying if it will bang. We're not saying Arteta is the man, but it is a youth project in my eyes. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, trust me, I'm not sitting here saying that like I absolutely bowed down to the freaking youth project, right, or whatever. I think it's an absolute load of BS. But look, if a player wants to go out on loan for 18 months, for a season, and get first team football at 18 years old, knowing that he's probably going to get back one game in the first team, and he's already doing bits in the under 23s, then I think he deserves the chance to go and like have a bit of a holiday while he's out there, you know, have a bit of fun as well, and but become a better player. So and if he proves himself a good enough player, he'll get his chance. He'll get his chance in the first team. Not worry about that. It's all part of it. And I've seen so many players. There's been so many players that have had a good, that have gone onto a loan spell or have grown up from signed Arsenal's academy, gone on loan for a season or two, and then come back and and had a chance in the first team. Whether they've been good enough to actually keep is there you go. There you go. Stephen Pennant Moscow, great show. To be fair, like yeah, we're gonna have to call it quits as well because I've got to prepare for the F1 show at 7. So yeah, yeah, but it's been good. The debate's been good.
Yeah,
Big up everyone that's been
we
watching
won.
as well. Again, great numbers in. Again, really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, you hit the share button, you hit the subscribe button. Manny, where can I find you, mate?
You can find me on Instagram at MannyThungatheray1981, Twitter at Thungatheray1981, and I think I told you I promoted your show on there. I don't know if anyone read it, but no activity on a YouTube channel as of yet. I just float around, and I'm happy to be involved.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Thank you for that. Say, where can I find you, my friend?
Well, I think you can find me here. Steven told me he wasn't doing any football content. He didn't send me any link. He wasn't coming to my show. So I feel like he's trying to push me out. He's doing an Arteta. But, we're trying, we're surviving. So, yeah, you can find me here on SFeatleyTV. You can also find me finally on my own channel, King's Football Show. I put in the link again. Sub, like, share, you know the deal. And hopefully one day Steven will actually join my show as well.
Yeah, next week I'll be here. Don't worry about it. Next week
Let's
I'll be here.
start a GoFundMe thingy, and then maybe I can afford him.
Exactly. But yeah, yeah. Like I said, big up to everyone. Make sure you go and make sure you go and subscribe to Say's channel. And yeah, please do hit the like, share, and subscribe. Like I said with the Liverpool Awareness Show, if I am free late tomorrow night, then I will do it. If not, then don't worry. Then don't worry. It'll be some point during the weekend or next week.
And
But
yeah, I think you got a new member as well,
I think it's
Lewis.
the same member. I think he's changed his name. To be
Oh
fair,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Big up
yeah.
Lewis for
Big up
for
Lewis. Big
renewing
up.
your membership. It's much
Yep.
appreciated.
Really do appreciate that as well. Oh, of course, always. Big up, Steve. More power to you. No worries. Uh, say, yeah, and big up, say, obviously, putting the channel in. Make sure you go subscribe to that right now. But yeah, make sure you do all that. Subscribe to SFeatleyTV as well. And we'll see you either very late tomorrow night or we'll see you Saturday, at some point Saturday as well. Uh, uh, Saturday, if I'm free. If not, there will definitely be Sunday. But keep, but
It
make
means that
sure.
he doesn't want me on, but he will do a show on Saturday. That's what it means.
No, 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 no. What it means, no. What it means is like.
Yeah, it's
What it
fine. I
means
figured it
is
out.
what it means is that if I'm free due to like my sister's birthday plans, then I will. Then if I'm not, then it'll be Sunday evening. I'll be free. That'll be next on. But we will be back. Make sure you do hit the like button and share button. Subscribe. Take